We're glad you could join us. Thank you very much for tuning in. This is the segment View from the Top, part 2 of the program. This is Pacesetters, and I am Richard Kagoy. As you've just seen there from the company profile, we are focusing on Jamii Bora Macau, and with me in the studio, rather in the set, is the Chief Executive Officer, Wagane Diouf. Wagane, nice to see you.
Thank you.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much.
Did I get the pronunciation right?
You did get it right. I'm surprised.
Every so often you get someone who butchers.
There's a whole variation on my name.
Okay, but you never mind.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Nice to have you in the program. At least you've had the chance to go through the company profile. People have, to a certain extent, have understood or just had some bit of it about what Jamii Bora Macau is all about. But let's just, before we delve into the company and operations and all that, maybe we could start off with you. Out of interest, I'd like to know how you got yourself into this business.
Well, I came to Jamii Bora through one of the Swedish shareholders who held a significant ownership in the Jamii Bora Group. And I was running a private equity fund in which that Swedish investor had also a significant stake. And they asked me to come here and help them restructure the bank and help also deal with the housing program. And I fell in love with housing and decided to stay a bit longer than initially planned.
Mm-hmm. But you don't come through to me like a person who's always been spending his lifetime, for the better part of his career in finance.
No, initially I started in technology, in software in America, and had a 10-year career in the technology industry, decided to make a career change. Went into finance and private equity, took an executive MBA and then changed career. And came back to Africa to run a private equity fund.
Mm-hmm. Making a switch from ICT into finance. Finance is deemed to be a bit risky, unpredictable. Was it easy making that change?
Well, technology is also unpredictable. No, it wasn't a difficult change because at the end of the day, we deal with entrepreneurs in private equity and venture capital. And I came from an entrepreneurial background, so it was a very easy transition for me. I could relate to the people I was investing in, to the companies I was exposed to. It's actually a very good way to say it. We invest in people more than so in companies. And so that was a good transition, easy transition for me.
Mm-hmm. So you told about Jamii Bora Macau. It's in Africa, in Kenya. You've been in the US very comfortably. Was it easy making that decision to come to Kenya to start up, the task of restructuring this particular firm? Well,
I came to Kenya through South Africa because I had already returned back to Africa and run the private equity fund from Johannesburg for quite a while. So the transition, it wasn't a big transition. And I was also the fund in which the fund that I was running had invested in Equity Bank in 2003. So I've been on the board of Equity Bank and I've been traveling in and out of Kenya since 2003. So Kenya is sort of my second home, so to speak.
Okay. So give us a bit about the background of Jamii Bora Macau.
Jamii Bora Macau was born out of Jamii Bora microfinance institution. Jamii Bora microfinance has been in Kenya for a very long time and has done a lot of work at the grassroots, serving the poorest of the poor. Our clients at some point requested more than just a microfinance product, more than just savings and credit, and basically requested some housing products. Owning a home is the dream of everyone, and as you basically climb the economic ladder, it is part of the normal aspirations of anyone. So Jamii Bora microfinance institution acquired a piece of land in Kisaju, outside of Kitengela, with the idea of building a model town that would enable its clients who were mostly living in slums in Nairobi, Kibera being one of them, to relocate in an environment where they can raise their family, where they can basically live a healthy life. Jamii Bora, because I'm in good families. And so it was part of the vision of the company to enable its clients to basically not only get economic benefit out of the relationship, but also acquire a home and raise the family in a healthy environment. So that's where the idea of Kapute, which was the Kapute New Town, as we call it, was born. Ingrid Monroe, who was running the microfinance institution, who was the founder actually, he was also an architect by training. and had been involved in social housing prior to setting up Jamii Bora, so this was a natural extension for the company. So that's how the company was.
Okay, maybe you could help us understand the distinction, first of all, before we proceed. Jamii Bora Macau, people know Jamii Bora Bank. What's the difference between the two? Are those different entities? Do they run independently?
Originally, Jamii Bora Macau was just a program, basically a department in Jamii Bora Microfinance Institution, who then became, later on, Jamii Bora Bank. When the program grew and the bank expanded, the shareholders felt that it was wise to basically separate the two entities. So Jamii Bora Macau today is an independent company, but they share the same shareholders, obviously, but it's operated as an independent company with its own profit and loss and balance sheet. And its independent team. So we are very close to the bank. We collaborate quite a bit, and we have many programs in common, but we are two separate entities run as independent companies.
So what's your vision and mission as Jamii Bora Macau?
The vision of Jamii Bora Macau is to enable the ordinary Kenyan to own a home. That's the simple one.
Mm-hmm. Just that.
Just that.
Mm-hmm. And so far, maybe where we could just start off this, we'd like to also take a look at how far you've come. I know this has been close to about 2 years.
No, I mean, for me, I've been known for 2 years. Okay. But the company was, the land was bought in 2004. The company, Jamii Bora Macau, was formed in 2007. And it became truly operational in 2009. But I've been involved since 2010.
Okay. So when you're looking at the program, which was once a department, what would you say in terms of achievements that have been made so far?
750 homes have been built in Kapute New Town, a school that today houses about 350 pupils. We've got a commercial center that is now growing every day, and a community that's alive. So when you drive to Kapute, it's an emerging town. In which the inhabitants, the owners of the homes are involved in the running of the town, and we insist on that. We really wanted a community that is self-governed, and we basically promote that quite a bit. Many of the residents are involved in building the community, so they're basically employed in our construction department and are participating in building their own city. So it's almost a small miracle in itself that has been accomplished. So it's a big accomplishment. In my view, there's nothing similar in Kenya, and I would even venture to say that I don't think in Africa there's anything similar.